What's up, everybody? It's your boy DaLion here with BW Sports 1, and we are here with another episode of Combat Zone, powered by Carma Coin. Check out the cryptocurrency that gives away to charities and gives you a chance to win supercars. CarmaCoin.co today. Elite Performance 765-499-1005, where the dream of elite fitness becomes a reality. Call Zach today and get started on your journey. Revved Up Tattoos, 317-537-2667. Book your next ink therapy session with our boy Todd over at Revved Up Tattoos. You won't be disappointed. BaumBurgers, that's right, 7960 US 31 South in Indianapolis. Famous for steak burgers, but they are the bomb. BeeLit Organics, our girl Brittany Carreno has got all the natural products, phenomenal feeling, soaps, bath salts, candles, you name it, she's got it. BeeLit Organics.
Round one, fight.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to a new edition of Combat Zone. And I have with me now the first bare knuckle fighting championship heavyweight champion of the world, Mr. Arnold Adams. What is going on, my brother? How we doing?
What's going on, man? How you feel today?
I am wonderful. How you doing?
I'm good. I say I've been missing my time slots with you.
Well, you know, it happens, and you know what? As long as you make it up by coming on with me now, I'm perfectly fine with it, brother. No worries.
All right.
So let's get into it. So for the BW Sports 1 world to know who Arnold Adams is, take us back in the background of your combat sport career.
Started fighting back in 2007 as MMA. And then I just kind of stuck with it ever since then. I've taken a couple years off, get my mind right, see if this is what I really wanted to do. I'm 7-10 as a pro MMA, but looking at my records, you'd be like, oh, this guy is a scrub, he's a bomb, but I struggle with wrestlers. But now I went to this bare knuckle tryout, July 2017 in Philly. It was the first one they ever had. And I got a call back a year later, like, the show is live, and you're going to be the first fight in the history of legalized bare knuckle boxing will be yours. And ever since then, I've been running the table. Shit.
How did that feel, knowing that you were going to be the first legalized bare knuckle fight?
Honestly, to me, it didn't register at the time. So I was like, it's just another fight. The way I looked at it, it was more so for David Feldman and what he had accomplished and his long journey of being told no. But now that I look, and they don't even really talk about that too much, but now I look back at it, it's like, damn, I was the first fight for the promotion, the first legalized sanctioned fight, and I was the first heavyweight champion. So I got a lot of firsts going on here, almost like Soldier Boy.
Uh-oh. Well, we don't live too far from each other. You're in the Chicago area. I'm down here in Indianapolis. Only a couple hours. Only a couple hours drive. I might have to come up there and check you guys out one of these days.
Okay, definitely. I mean, I could come down there too, because the gym I train at is in Maryville, Indiana. A lot of the guys from that area drive out to Naptown for the Kokomo fights.
Coliseum Combat.
There it is. And a couple other gyms down there. I believe Chris Lytle's from down that way too, isn't he?
Yeah, he lives maybe 20 minutes away from me. He's a firefighter down here in Greenfield area, which is not too far from me.
Okay.
And then obviously he trained at Integrated Fighting Systems when he was fighting. That was down on the south side, not too far from me.
Okay, so yeah.
He actually, funny story. When I was in grade school wrestling, he was in one of the grades with my buddy's older brother and would come over from Southport to work with our grade school wrestling team. So it's pretty cool.
How old is Chris?
He's a little older than I am.
Okay. All right.
He's a little older than I am, and I only got you by a couple years, so I'll let you do the math on that.
All right, I got you on there. I got you.
So let's talk about, your career in bare knuckle. So you've only had one loss, and that was to Chase Sherman.
Right.
And then you do kind of see that little break in between from that fight to the next fight. You did say, you had to get your mind right and make sure this is what you wanted to do.
Right.
During that time, what did sit on your mind as far as, I got my first loss? Is this okay for me? What should I be doing this? Should I be doing something else? And then to the point where you said, fuck it, this is for me.
Well, after the first loss, it wasn't until like 2 days after the fight, my shoulder was in the worst pain. I couldn't lift it up. I couldn't lay on it. I had my arm it was like a dead arm. So that was the main reason why I ended up taking off so much time. But in that loss, I didn't get beat. Like he touched me a couple of times. He did drop me in the fifth. And I'm not going to take that away from him. But if you watch that fight, I barely got hit. So when I did lose, it wasn't like, oh, is this really cut out? I'm really cut out for this, or is this sport really, should I really be in this sport? Because I don't take damage, as you can see. It was just more so injuries. And then I kind of felt like I was being played with from the promotion because I had to wait. I waited 10 months for a title defense. And I'm like, there's no way I'm the heavyweight champion. These people are here. There's heavyweights here. But I had to wait almost a year for my first title defense. So took some time off, got my mind right, got my body back right. And then when I got the call about Bobo, I really locked in on training. A lot of my training in the past has just been, a couple days out the week. Even throughout the tournament, it was a couple days out the week. I come in there, beat up on the bags, do what I do, and go about my way. Bobo, I took a little serious because he took to Facebook and said, I think my hands are better than yours, and I feel like I can outbox you. And then there was a post about him training with Deontay Wilder as a sparring partner and yada, yada, yada. And I was like, you know what? All right. Since you feel you can compete with me, and that I felt disrespected, so now I have to make a statement. And I made a statement. Then they called me about Terrell. I'm like, okay, he's from England. He's the number one. I'm not going to lie. I was nervous as hell for this fight. I'm like, okay, he's undefeated. He's this, that, and the other. And I was like, wait a minute. I'm the top dog in this sport. Ain't nobody came close to really beating me or dominating me. So, and then they put a lot of hype behind this fight, and the hype is a little nerve wracking. But once I adjusted and I locked in, it was over.
Now you from Chi-Town, brother. There ain't no hype that's gonna get you nervous. Come on.
It's different. Like there's like, I'm a bodyguard, so I work with all these celebrities, high profile celebrities, but and this is my lane, and y'all feel like there's someone here that's gonna beat me. Okay. And y'all pumping up the number one in the US versus the number one in the UK. He's the top Brit. He's beat Josh Burns. He's beat this person. He's beat that person. Okay. Bring him on. Let's get to it. Let me shut y'all up. Right? They're exactly next man up. Let me shut y'all up. So right now, I'm focused on Bell Train now, and I can't wait.
Well, let's talk about that real quick. So now, obviously, I love you, brother, but I'm a little biased on this because of the relationships that we got. But that's rather here nor there. Okay. I want to see a damn good fight, which I think is going to be. Now, kick it back a couple years. You took that title shot with Beltran, and you won it. It was your title. A few years later, roles are reversed. Right. You're getting back in it. You're number one contender. He has the belt now. How does it feel going into this fight? Now, obviously, it hasn't been announced yet, but there's no reason that anybody thinks there's going to be any other opponent between you guys other than you two right there. So how does that feeling come now compared to that first fight with Joey?
The first fight, I was nervous. He's a UFC legend. He's Bellator. He's this. He's that. He's fought all these top names. He's a journeyman. He's never been knocked out. I'm like, okay. But then I did my research, and I was like, all that herky jerk movement's not gonna get it done. And there's no power, there's no speed, there's none. It's just straightforward 6, 7, 8 punches that just it's just pepper. There's no force behind the punches. He's just playing the point game. When we came out and that first jab, boom, it cracked him, and he stumbled. I was like, oh yeah, yep, cool. And I know I see where this is going. Fast forward to now, I'm more excited now than I was then. Like, I know those belts coming back with me. There is not a doubt in my mind those belts are coming back to Chicago. And he's got the belt I wanted from the start. When I won the belts originally, I got the US belt, which is the red, white, and blue one, with the yellow around it, yellow trim on it. I told Scott, I said, I want the green belt. I want that diamond belt. So I'm glad Beltran has it, because now it's going to be another instance where I took the belts out of your hands again.
Now, is there any actual beef between you guys, or is it just this is business is business?
No, it's just business. Like, outside of the ring, we talk, have conversations, cool, because I'm starting to understand that this is a business, and I don't have the type to hold no ill will towards anybody unless you just blatantly disrespect me. But I don't hold no ill will towards anybody. But this is business, and I think
This
he's
is
about
major
ready.
business. This
It's
is
major
title.
business. I think he's about ready to retire, so I'm gonna go ahead and give him an exit.
Okay, well, there you go. Now let's kind of talk back about the major discussion that's been online this past week with your last opponent, McTerrell,
Hmm.
coming over. Stories, he put it out there in his own words, regardless if people say it was misinterpreted or not. Let's call it how we see it.
Right. He
So
said he
he
faked the
said,
COVID test, and yeah,
yeah, you know,
yeah,
the whole situation behind that is kind of a thing by is a discussion, a topic for itself. But
right.
as far as I'm sure you got word of certain things beforehand or right afterwards. Hearing these things come out now, I don't think he was actually. I could be wrong. I don't think he was actually putting any taking anything away from you as far as the fight itself with him being sick or anything.
Right.
But what's your thoughts on this whole deal?
Honestly, I don't know. I mean, I
I mean,
feel like
obviously
this
you
is
don't look sick, so that's good.
right. No, yeah. And everybody's been messaging me. I'm like, I haven't had any symptoms. I haven't had nothing COVID related. I've been 100% fine. No issues. But when I saw the post, matter of fact, we talked after the fight, and he was telling me all this stuff, and I was like, I heard when you was talking to someone else about it, and I can understand this game in the fight sport, or at the highest level of any sport, it's a lot of mental. You can do the physical preparation, but if you're mentally not prepared, it's going to have an effect on you. And he was away from his wife and kids for 2 weeks. He was in a foreign country. He didn't speak the language, couldn't barely read the menu, not used to eating that type of food. I mean, it was a lot. It was a lot going on. And then there was the whole COVID thing. I don't know if he had it or not. That's not for me to try to figure that out. But he said he had his cornerman take the test and yada yada. He could barely breathe. If he had COVID the way he said or the way they're making it seem, I don't think he would have been able to fight. In my personal opinion.
I agree with that, and it's just the way he put it out there. I should say the way he put it out there for everybody, and I got screenshots sent to me, and I posted it, saying, hey,
Right.
this should be something that we are talking about. I'm not downing him at all, but
Right.
you put it out there, so we got to talk
So
about it
now we're
now.
getting right.
Right. So, and then now I'm talking to the person who was right there in the ring with him.
3
And
feet away from him.
yeah, I was going to say 3 feet away, clinching, fighting
Clenching,
them.
breathing on
And
each other, sweat, blood, all type of, yeah.
right. And, you got that Chi-Town blood, so you're not sick. But, I mean, in the sport regardless, obviously, over the past year and a half, almost 2 years now, things have been rocky. Things have been up and down like a roller coaster on certain levels of as far as health goes.
Hmm.
how have you transitioned even in your training, in your fight camp, as far as making sure you're staying as safe and healthy as possible?
Well, um, a lot of it is for me is vitamins.
Hmm.
I'm real big on natural herbs and medicines and holistic healing. I don't too much go to doctors unless I have like something broke or or it's a pain that I just can't handle.
Hmm.
Fine, but aside from that, I avoid doctors at all costs. I do my own research. I have a couple natural remedy books that you put this together and it'll help cure this, yada yada yada. But a lot of what I do, I eat right and I take my vitamins. That's all I can say. I don't know about everybody else, but I take my vitamins and then I protect myself when I'm out. I don't too much be around large crowds unless I'm working, and even then, I still have some distance away from me. I don't know. I just take care of myself. Health is key. And like I
Yeah.
say, health is wealth.
So going along that lines with you, saying that you bodyguard for, high profile celebrities and such, with obviously, they're not staying in. You're a bodyguard. You take them everywhere you go.
Hmm.
How is that difficult for you to try to remain safe and healthy doing that job and going to fight camp and going to training and stuff?
Honestly, it's not very hard.
Just common sense, right?
It's a lot of it's common sense, and then we already have a thing where you have to stay away from the client. So
Mhm.
we already keep people away at a distance, and we don't allow ourselves to get trapped or surrounded or anything like that. No, like you said, a lot of it's common sense though.
Well, which is not so common nowadays in our world. It's unfortunate.
And I have a granny who says that all the time. Common sense ain't that common, baby.
Yep. Yep, that's true. So on the celebrity list, let's hear it.
Hmm.
Who's the
Uh,
who's well, I know you can't say certain things, but who's the I guess the your favorite person to work with, I guess. Now we'll put you yeah, I'm throwing curveballs, brother.
who's my favorite person to work with?
Besides me, DaLion over at BW Sports One, that's obvious.
um, I don't know. I think right now it's between there's a female artist from Vegas named Dylan Gonzalez.
Okay.
Um, and if y'all get a chance, check her out. Okay. Matter of fact, she played ball. She has a twin sister, and they play ball for UNLV. And in the
Okay.
case that there are a lot of people who follow her, and yeah, Dylan Gonzalez. And I probably have to say Lil Durk.
Okay.
Yeah, those are probably the best two right now. My favorite two to work with.
Okay.
The vibes is real chill, and they're not over the top.
Right. I'm sure
Yeah.
you've had clients that have been like just astronomically, like you said, over the top
Yep.
and their shit don't stink because of their celebrity status and this, that, and the other. Yeah.
Yep. 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 Yep.
So in your fight career, what do you think was the best fight that you have had in bare knuckle? We'll go with bare knuckle.
Um. Wait. Let me answer the other question first. I forgot a name. Rob Banks. I forgot to mention him.
Okay.
By far, he's my top client because yeah, he's almost like a brother. We almost like brothers. How close we are. So Rob is definitely at the top, and then there's Dylan, and then there's Dirk. But the best fight I think I had, my best fight or the best
Best
competitor.
the best competitive sport or competitive matchup that you've had in your bare knuckle career. Not necessarily, maybe not necessarily your best performance,
The
but the
best one,
best
Mick
fight that you've
Terrell.
been.
Mick
Okay.
Terrell,
Why?
because he cracked me. He made my
Okay.
knees buckle.
Well,
Nobody.
I was sitting
I
pretty close, and
Yeah,
he did
yeah.
rock you.
And some people will say that about Chase, but I feel like the Chase when I went down on the Chase, it was more so I had a scratch on my eye. This whole side of my eye was red, and it was just a straight line. So I feel like I was more so a poke in the eye versus a punch. But with Mick Terrell, it for sure was a right hand on my jaw that made my knees buckle. And that by far, yeah. And then he caught me a couple more times after that with that right hand. That I never saw the right hand coming. And I get out the way and he'll graze my head and I get a little tingle sensation in my legs. But for sure, the best, toughest competitor I had was Mick Terrell.
Who's your easiest competitor? I come with the hard
Oh,
questions.
oh, wait a minute. I was gonna say Beltrain, but then I'm gonna have to say Bobo because I got Bobo out of there in the first round, and
Yeah.
he's the only person to go out in the first round. So yeah, I'm gonna say Bobo. No disrespect, Bobo,
Right.
but yeah, that was the easiest.
Okay. Well, where do you see? Obviously, we all know the next matchup has got to be you and Joey. There's
Hmm.
no question about it. You
Hmm.
you were you put yourself in position to get that title back. Joey's putting himself in position to hold that title for as long as he has.
Hmm.
Now the big matchup's going to be after that. Where does your career go? What are you thinking? Now, obviously, I'm not trying to get you to think past your opponent and all that, but what are
You
you
know what's
thinking in
fun?
your future?
It's funny you said that because I always seem like every interview I do, we always look past the opponent, like almost like we know what's going to happen in this fight. So once this happens in this fight, what's going to be the next step? Um, I don't know.
Again, I got to throw my bias out there
I got you.
slowly.
I got you. I got you. I don't know. I honestly feel like I can only go up from there
Mhm.
because now I have the world belt. I have the bare knuckle FC belt, heavyweight belt. They're steady signing new heavyweights. There's new faces coming around. I mean, so whoever has these, once I'm on top, now everyone is going to be fighting to get to me. And Josh Burns and Sam Shoemaker are finally about to do their dance. You got Alan Belcher, who's making his debut August 20th. I'm pretty sure Dylan Clark will probably be looking to fight into this year once he's healed from his injury. Um,
What
who
was
who
it? A knee? Was that a knee injury?
I think he pulled a hamstring. I think they said.
Okay, I knew it was
Um,
something to do with his leg.
yeah, Frank Tate. He's still around. I don't know. The division's growing, so it's really once I get these belts, I'm just sitting on my throne, just kind of just gonna be sitting there waiting to see who's coming up next.
Well,
Almost
you
like
kind of go ahead.
almost like Mortal Kombat, the old Mortal Kombat when you had
The
Goro at
tower.
the very top. Exactly. And all these guys, yeah, I'm pretty much I'm about to be Goro at the top, and now everybody's trying to climb the ranks to get to me.
Well, you mentioned it. The evolution of this sport, how it's growing. The
Hmm.
heavyweights are growing. Did you ever think that when you took this first fight at BKFC back years ago, did you really think that it could evolve? This sport would evolve to the point where it is now.
Honestly, I was a little weary about it just because it was getting a lot of mixed reviews.
Hmm.
We had the first show was in Wyoming. Like the people in Wyoming who came to the show loved it. But then everyone else, you watch the comments, oh, this is too brutal. This is gruesome. There's too much blood. They got to be, this isn't going to last. It's too dangerous. And then they start to realize this actually is a little bit safer. Yes, the cosmetic side is ugly, but as far as the longevity, it's a lot safer on the brain and the body.
Did you do this research kind of prior to making this jump
Not
from your
not
MMA and all that?
not at all. Not at all. Just from training and then just from watching that night, I could see like it was the cut game. That's what won me my first fight, the cut game. You're gonna cut easy in this, but the pad when you have all those pads on, it's constantly you're while you're softening the blow, but your head is still rattling. You're still you
Hmm.
the boxers get concussed all the time training. Like if you go spar a boxer or watch a boxer spar, they're throwing with all their power, all their might for however many rounds are in there. I've seen guys have to get carried out of the ring in sparring. What is the purpose of that?
Hmm.
They're like that doesn't make sense to me. So now you're damaged from sparring. Are you gonna go fight someone who's really trying to take your head off? And he's gonna hit you a couple times. Like that's why there's been so many deaths in boxing.
Hmm.
They spar too hard. MMA, some MMMJs, some MMA.
He's got M&Ms on his mind,
Right,
folks.
something. Some MMA gyms do go hard, but for the most part, it's not 100%.
Right.
And then even then, they're not throwing 100% to the head. The body, in my opinion, throw 100% to the body. Condition the body. The head, you have to be delicate with the head. That's why we have headgear. We don't spar with a body shield on. We may have some shin guards, maybe some elbow pads, but there's no body shield. You have that headgear to protect your head. Why are you just because it's on doesn't mean you can hit me as hard as you want or as hard as you think you should. No. You gotta
Okay.
have some control.
So with your training now for bare knuckle, I mean, how do you go spar? Do you spar bare knuckle? How does that
No,
training different from your MMA boxing?
I prefer to spar with boxing gloves on.
Okay.
I'm keeping honest with you, just so I can protect myself. I can put a little bit more force behind the punches, but I'm not trying to take your head off.
Hmm.
If you spar bare knuckle, that's probably the dumbest thing you can do because you're gonna get hurt. You're gonna cut, or someone's gonna throw a punch wrong
Right.
and mess your hand. I did that. My hand was gloved, but it wasn't wrapped, and I fight week. A freak accident happened. Jam my index knuckle on my power hand. My wrist, my hand, whole hand was swollen up until the fight. Like yeah. I was in pain to the point I had to go to the hospital just to make sure nothing was broke. That's how bad it was. This
Right.
was Monday of the fight. Um,
Uh,
yeah, it was
Good old
bad.
fight week.
Good old fight week. A freak. I do all this training for all this time, and fight week, here it is. I get hurt on a freak accident.
Yeah. Now you
Um,
mentioned that you do a lot of holistic healing
mhm,
and a lot of herbal healing
mhm.
with combat sports, especially going away from banning THC and that stuff. What's your opinion on that?
Ban it, ban it, ban it. I'm a strong supporter of the THC community. I do enjoy my THC. Ban it, get rid of it. I don't feel like they should check for that. It's not a stimulant. It's not a performance enhancement. It's none of the above. Like it's actually they call it a depressant. It's or a downer as common lingo. Um, I think they should ban it. I was happy when I saw that the NFL did it and the UFC,
Yep.
Nevada ban. I was like, okay, that's good. That's a huge start because I mean, it's not. No, there's no point in banning that. It doesn't make sense to me.
I agree. Now, a lot of people will say it's because of the recovery enhancement, quote unquote. But honestly,
What
the only enhancement I've ever had is opening the fridge.
basically, or it's gonna help me sleep. It's not gonna help me perform better. I'm not gonna come out here like Popeye on this spinach. No, not
Now,
at
the
all.
day that happens,
Now we
I
got a
got this.
problem.
Yeah, because wow, that's a hell of a strand.
Yeah. um. Yeah, I'm a strong advocate for it.
Good.
In fact, I've got some plants growing downstairs that look mighty good right now.
You have to send me a picture of that. I want to
Yeah.
see that.
Yeah, when I get off, I'm gonna take a picture and I'll send it to you. I just put them into the budding phase this morning, so
Okay.
yeah, I got some decent size full
Over
fledged
here in
plants.
Indiana, they still really conserve their laws. So
Yeah, that's the thing about Indiana. You guys are strict,
very.
but you're open on the guns, which is cool. But
Oh, we're way open on guns, but
yeah,
a lot of other
yeah,
things that make more, that common sense stuff.
uh-huh, and that's
So
why the bare knuckle wanted to come there, but they want to change some rules. Indiana wants to change some rules to make it come, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be something with some wraps on some knuckles or something they want, and that defeats the purpose of the sport.
Well, believe me, I have Johanny, which is the athletic commissioner's
Hmm.
number and
So do I.
address and everything. So I'm really trying to,
Yeah.
because she was actually the state athletic commissioner when I fought amateurs. So I
Okay.
met her back in 2000, what was it 2006, 2007.
Okay.
And she's still, up in that
Yeah,
position. So that's
she's
great.
seen me. She's seen a couple of my fights, and yeah, we have a pretty good relationship. I can call her and we'll talk. But she did kind of tell me what needs to be done in the process behind it, and it's process. I can say
Hmm.
that it's a
Good old
process.
Indiana.
Good old Indiana. Yeah.
All right, AJ. It is now time for rapid knockout. 5 questions.
Hmm.
Has absolutely nothing to do with the fight world.
Cool.
You don't have to be quick. We can elaborate on answers if you'd like. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Question number 1. Favorite food?
Oh
I know us big guys like to eat, so we have a lot of
man,
favorites.
I really. Oh man, I don't know. I don't really have a favorite food. I'm lying. My mom's spaghetti and potato salad, and like it's everyone who's had it, they love it, and like she has the bar she's set on it is it's a high. And I compare everyone's spaghetti and potato salad to hers, and if it's not it, it's not it.
So when I make the trip to Chicago, am I going to be able to taste test this?
I can have her. I can call and have her whip something up for sure, for sure.
Love it.
Yeah, yeah.
I
And
don't miss many meals.
she doesn't put onions in her potato salad, and that's a huge key factor. A lot of people put raw onions in their shit, and it changes the yeah.
Not an onion fan, huh?
No, right. You don't put onions in that. No.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah. I guess
Question
I
number
could
2.
say pizza too, though.
Oh, well, okay, pizza. What kind of pizza topping? Are we a Supreme?
Supreme.
Okay.
I'm a Supreme guy.
You like onions on the Supreme pizza?
Yeah, if they're grilled, fine. But like, the red peppers, green peppers, mushrooms, yeah. You can hold the black olives. Hold the black olives.
I'm gonna switch off. I'm gonna take the black olives. You can keep the mushrooms.
Yeah, the black olives, they overpower. And the
Eh,
mushrooms don't have a taste at all. And if they're too thick of mushrooms, it'll change. Yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
It's got to be
tricky.
the thin ones.
It's tricky.
Definitely.
Yeah.
All right. Question number 2.
Uh-huh.
What's your go-to playlist? Genre or artist or what?
My
What's your
go-to
favorite music to go to?
it depends on the situation. But if I'm working out, it's a lot of Dirk, G Herbo, Lil Baby. There's
Were
some
you a
solid.
Blueface fan before last
No,
week?
no, never really cared for Blueface. Yeah, I know his songs because they're on the radio, but I couldn't. No, aside from Bust Down Tatiana, I couldn't tell you one song that Blueface has.
You know one more than I do then. Just being honest.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of rap. But Fight Day, it's R&B. And this last fight, it was Jevion. His whole album what got me through, got me prepped for the fight. Like I get, Fight Day jitters and I'll get like, excited and all of that. And if the music is, if I'm listening to my regular playlist, it'll cause me to get geeked and excited. And I'll be trying to keep myself mellow and relaxed until it's time for me to go out there and be geeked. That's why when the song came out or when I did my intro, I was turned. And, nobody ever seen that kind of energy from me before, so I was really turned. But I made sure to keep my levels down all day, and then it's time to show out. Now you can turn up.
I like it. Question number 3. Except for combat sports, what would be your favorite sport to watch or participate?
Football.
Who's your team?
Raiders.
Bears, right? Raiders?
Raiders.
Well,
I grew up in Sacramento.
Oh, that's right. At least you didn't say Dallas.
No, can't stand the Cowboys. And I've never liked the Cowboys going back to when I was a kid and I watched Little Giants. Ever since then, ever since then, I was like, nope, Cowboys are trash. They're dicks. And they were real cocky and the Little Giants came in there getting picked on. I always felt like I was a Little Giant.
All right. Have you been to the new stadium yet in Vegas?
I haven't been to it. I actually, when I was in Vegas training, I was at the Delano with a view of the room. with the view of the stadium out of my room. But no, all the tours were booked up then. So I'm trying to I want to go to a game this year. That's going to be my treat to myself. If I win these belts, I'm going to a Raiders game as a celebration.
There you go. I'm a Philly fan. Fly, Eagles, fly.
All right.
My cousin made me watch those god-awful stars when I was growing up. Reggie White, Jerome Brown, Randall Cunningham. That's what made my team. Now my son, my brother, my sister-in-law, all Cowboys fans. Yeah. My daughter is the only smart one that joined Daddy on the Eagles.
Yeah, I know a couple Cowboys fans, and I love talking trash to them now because they haven't been anything for a couple years. Man,
but they remind you every time about 5. It's like, 5 from how many decades ago?
20 years ago? How long ago was it?
Jeez. We're pushing 30 now.
Really? See?
Yeah.
The Big D. Everything's better in Dallas. No, it's a lie. I will say this. Y'all stadium is dope. Yeah. Y'all stadium is cold. But y'all team is weak.
I agree. Wholeheartedly agree with that.
All right.
Question number 4. out of, take combat sports out of it and training, what's your favorite hobby?
Out of combat sports, right?
That's sex.
Playing a video game. I don't really.
Well, all
I
right.
don't go out. I don't go outside too much.
Mhm.
I was a bouncer in the club for the last 14 years, so
Right.
I don't like being in that environment. And then being a bodyguard and some of the clients I deal with, I don't like to be outside because they have a lot of heat, and now that my face is associated with them, I don't want to have any type of altercations while I'm out in public. So
Right.
I'm pretty much in the house on the game. Yeah, I don't
What kind
go
of
out.
what kind of games you play?
As of recently, I've gotten into 2K for the Call of Duty and Rainbow Six. Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six because it's a tactical shooter. It's not like Call of Duty. You just run out there, shoot, you die, you
Right.
come back. You come back in 10 seconds. Rainbow Six, you have one life in this round. You die, it's over with, and it's 5-on-5, but it's more realistic in my eyes versus Call of Duty.
Gotcha. I like it.
Yeah.
You ever play golf?
Online, I mean on the
Either.
game.
Either.
In high school, living in Sac, I went out. I would go to the range, but I never like did a whole 9 holes or 18 holes. No. Now I have played on the game, and it's damn near impossible. Just like playing MLB, it's damn near impossible to play. Like it's hard. I'm gonna just say that it's hard. Hitting the ball on MLB is almost impossible, especially if you play with someone who knows how to pitch.
Uh-huh.
It's hard. Just like playing golf. Yeah, it's hard. It's
I'm still
hard.
trying to figure out my joystick on my backswing, but
See, I won't even waste my time. I'll let you have that.
it's relaxing.
Yeah. All right, I got you.
Fifth and final question, sir.
Uh-huh.
Either personal side or sports and entertainment side. Who's the role model that you looked up to?
Hmm.
Or both. If you have one on the personal and one in sports and entertainment.
Sports? I don't know. I don't think I really had anyone in sports that I looked up to. I mean, the normal growing up, I'm an 80s baby, so of course,
Mhm.
there was Michael Jordan.
See,
Everybody
I was a
wanted to
Barkley fan.
see, yeah, you got a couple years on me.
Yeah,
That's
a little bit.
funny. Barkley. Ha ha ha. Did,
That's
did he ever
terrible.
get a ring?
Nope, sure
No.
didn't.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Jordan has something to do with that.
A few times. Well, I know at least one time.
Yeah, at
Yeah.
least one for sure. Yeah. Um, but no, I really can't. I really can't say as far as sports side, and even on my personal side. I mean, maybe my mom. Me and her have the closest. um,
Uh-oh. He's on a show, folks.
I would probably say my mom, just because my dad died when I was 5, so me and her just really became close over the years as I grew up, and I'm the oldest too. So
Okay. Out of how
yeah,
many?
3.
3. You got two
Yeah.
brothers, brother,
I
sister.
got my brother is 7 years younger than me, and my sister is 9 years younger than me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So anytime that little sister has problems, she's got two big brothers to take care of it, huh?
She's really got one big brother to take care of. The other one that's not his cup of tea.
Gotcha.
He's more so passive. So yeah, I've always been the protector and the aggressor.
All right. There you
Yeah,
go.
yeah,
And I see that. I
yeah, it's
see
in
that,
me natural. Yeah, the bodyguard, and I'm the oldest, and I got kids and a family of my own that I look after. So yeah,
Yeah.
I've always been the protector.
How many kids you got?
3.
Boys, girls, ages? Because
Uh,
mine's my daughter is 12 going on 20.
yep.
And then my son's actually going to be 21 this month. So
Okay. Well, my oldest is 13. Um, that's my
is
daughter
that
Ayana.
okay? That's the girl.
Yeah, my son is 12. I'm sorry, 11. He's the middle child, and then I have a 4-year-old little girl, Ayana.
Oh boy,
I mean, Ayana, Adrian, and Amara. Yeah, and
fun times, brother.
the youngest one is the one that kind of softened me up over the years.
Yep,
Yeah, I
I
used to
know
be.
that feeling.
Yeah, yeah. She's the one that made me soft, calm me down.
Well, I don't think soft is the right word
No,
inside the ring.
right, not inside the ring, different. No, that's a switch. That's a different ball game. But like outside, when I'm at the house, yeah, it's her. She runs up, I love you, gives me a kiss, and then just goes on about her. Exactly, and it's every day, all day. It's this type of attention and affection. So yeah, she's softening up a lot compared to what I used to be.
I know the feeling. Like I said,
Yeah,
I told my wife, I'm glad I met you and you kind of calmed me down because who knows where I'd be at right now.
that part, that part.
So, AJ, thanks again for your time. Now is the time that you get to give any shout outs to sponsors, friends, family. Obviously, BW Sports 1 loves you. We're still biased on your upcoming matchup, but we got nothing but love and respect for you, sir. The floor is yours.
All right, thank you, man. Of course, shout out to BW Sports One, David Feldman, the whole Bare Knuckle FC promotion, uh, Match Point, Hub, Plate Hub, Fronts Clothing, Ghost Caviar, Active Empire, UFC Gym Maryville. Um, I feel like there's some people I'm missing here. Um, Goat Comp, Goat, Goat. Go
Uh-huh.
Sports, Go Combat
Go
Agency.
Combat Agency.
Yeah.
I
Go.
got you.
My managers. Who else? I don't know. Just everyone who's played a part in this. Everyone who's looked out for me, who stood behind me, who's had my back, who's cheering, rooting for me, who supports me, who's Team Boomaye. Um, thank you. I love y'all. Y'all the reason I'm here. Y'all kept asking, kept pushing. They brought me back. I'm here. I'm not gonna let y'all down. Also, while we're here, to all those fans who are underage and were watching the show when I had my little rant in the post-fight interview, I want to apologize to y'all. I got a lot of messages from some parents who were a little displeased with my comments. Y'all have to
The
forgive me.
whole thing.
I was in the heat of the moment. Someone was in the crowd being disrespectful, so I felt I had to address him
Now
the
you
way
did
he
see that
addressed
he
me.
kind of apologized for he said he was really lit. He was enjoying. He was being a little louder as a fan than normal. He did post
Yeah.
that out there. So
Okay. Yeah, I didn't. I missed that because I don't follow him on social media. But to the fans who reached out and were a little upset about it, I want to apologize to you and your parents from the bottom of my heart. If y'all can find it in your hearts to forgive me, I won't let y'all down again. And thank you for being on Team Boomaya.
there you go, guys. Arnold Adams, former heavyweight champ, first heavyweight champ
First,
at BKFC,
soon to be
and
two-time champion.
getting another crack at the belt.
Hmm.
Real quick, funny story. I met Arnold outside the hotel down there. I think it was the morning of the fights. We were out there by the pond out back in the
Oh
hotel,
yeah.
and he was watching these things. And at first, we thought there was a gator in there,
Hmm.
and then Arnold's sitting there walking close, and then I see this thing swiggling in the water. It's like, you know
Yeah,
what?
it's
I
probably
would
no
rather have
gator.
a gator coming at me than that big ass snake because I
Yep.
guarantee that snake bites me. I'm going to the hospital.
Yep, I'm not fighting tonight. Yeah. So once we saw that, I was like, yep, let me go ahead, get away from this grass
Yeah.
and this water.
I believe you went inside after that.
Yeah, it was over with. I didn't see what I wanted to see, and I saw something else. It was time to go.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
AJ, thanks again for your time. Appreciate you coming on to Combat Zone. As always, check out BWSports1.com for all the happenings. And as always, we are out. Peace.
Thank you for having me, man.